For those that don't know, The Laws of Human Nature is a book written by Robert Greene. It talks about the flaws men have in leveraging human nature to your advantage. So, what are the biggest lessons every man needs to know from the laws of human nature? We'll discuss them in just a moment. But there are three main problems our society keeps finding themselves in. One of those biggest problems is that we think people stop us from succeeding. In fact, we are our own greatest enemy. Start by understanding that 99% of the problems in your life are a direct reflection of your own work, mindset, and attitude. With that said, let's check the 11 lessons from this book. Number 1. Have a positive attitude. There was a man called Anton Chekhov. He is now regarded by many as one of the greatest writers of all time. But take a look at his life history. He had every reason not to become the legend that he is today. His father beat him and forced him to skip school to work for him. His father's bad business dealings even forced the family to leave their hometown. They left Anton behind at the age of 16. That's correct. When he was only 16 years old, his family left him. Many people who undergo this sort of hardship quickly turn to alcohol or aggression as a coping mechanism. But Anton stayed clean. He developed a strong sense of empathy, which allowed him to see his father as a troubled man. He pitied him and was able to let go of his anger. Anton knew that the ultimate test of his freedom depended upon forgiving his father and letting go of the negative emotions. And this is a lesson that each man should accept. Hardships will either break you or make you. The successful man and the regular noob both go through the same hardship, but it's your reaction to it that determines your outcome. We end up inflicting more punishment on our own self than the outside event when we turn to temporary coping mechanisms to avoid the pain. This is the time when you need to make the big leap. Go and forgive the person that wronged you. Ditch your addictions. No matter how tough life gets, stay grounded and in control. This is what separates the noobs from the truly high value. Number 2. Stop stressing yourself. You are bound to experience the same outcomes in life if you repeat the same pattern of making decisions and dealing with problems. Think about how most men make decisions and deal with problems. Most of them begin with complaining. This is by far one of the biggest patterns that you will see men repeat over and over again. Pay attention to your own behavioral patterns as well. When you are faced with a problem, what's the first thing you do? This doesn't mean that you can't show emotions, but be strategic in your dealings. Let's say you just lost your loved one, someone really close to you. In this case, you can't expect the man to not show emotions. In fact, this is the time when you need to give yourself some time off to go and grieve. But don't let yourself stay in that grieving phase for too long. Once you have wept your tears out, set a clear goal that you now divert your energy towards. But this is where most men go wrong. They keep themselves imprisoned in the same loophole. They stay in that complaining and grieving phase, where it becomes their default setting. These patterns are bound to become a part of your character and personality. Look around you. You will find many people that you associate with a certain type of feeling and emotion. There might be some people that you say, "Oh, I love him. He is always smiling and happy." Well, that's a personality engraved within him through certain patterns he has repeated over and over again. Same applies to other people who are unhappy in every situation. Number 3. Greatness takes time. If you are not reaching the greatness and superiority you desire, then you need more years of training and the development of new skills. Simple as that. People quit and get tempted by the possibilities a new career offers. They jump from one offer to another, from one business opportunity to another, from one person to the next, and get fooled by all. This is what you call the shiny gold syndrome. There's an Asian proverb that the man who chases two rabbits catches neither. In a world where social media has programmed everyone to love instant gratification, being patient to let your work ripen to perfection is truly a successful only the 1% possess. Number 4. Attend to other people. Most men you come across in life never seem to truly enjoy life. They just go through life in a very distracted, zombie-like state where they are just living to survive, not thrive. They go through their routine life that is so dry and lifeless. One of the biggest reasons for this is because they never really care much about others. The mental activities of such men revolve around self-centered fantasies and resentments that are completely internal and do not relate much to reality. If you want to live a meaningful life in the present, then there's one word you need to memorize and engrave on your mind. That word is service. Train yourself to focus on others, instead of focusing on the things that you require in this world. Serve others. When you start to approach people to help them, you will feel good, and ultimately your tasks will be completed too. This will give you immense power to shape people's perceptions. This is the difference between a leader and a boss. A boss is only feared, not respected. But a leader is not only respected, but people would go to extreme lengths to follow him, because he not only serves himself, but also others. Number 5. Improve yourself. Hypergamy is a part of all men by default to some degree, but this also brings along a deadly habit, and that is trying to impress others. Some try to do this by buying $1,000 sandals, Gucci, and other branded clothes, or buying insanely expensive technology each year, just to impress others. This is how some men supposedly try to cheat their way to hypergamy. Instead, impress yourself first. That can only happen when you improve yourself. Focus on your goals and achieve them, instead of wasting your money on people who wouldn't bat a second eye upon you. It might sound childish and cliché, but don't show off. It's the biggest killer of self-improvement. When you start showing off, you will start to lose your self-respect, and people will start taking you for granted. Number 6. Exercise and fight. The writer of this book talks about how he used to exercise daily. Swimming was his productivity tool. Look at all the successful men, from businessmen to coaches to leaders. They all have some sort of exercise regimen. Exercising forces you to engage your thoughts in the physicality of your movement, without interruptions. You basically train your mind to become sharper, handle pressure, and deal with pain, which is the greatest skill set of each high-value man. Number 7. Take control of your emotions. Whatever makes you lose your temper can manipulate and control you. Think about women. They are the biggest weakness of men, almost like kryptonite for Superman. Look at the life of Samson. The strongest man on the world who couldn't be beaten by an entire army was manipulated by a woman. Women are also the trigger point for most men that can control your emotions. This is not to say that women are all bad, but just goes to show the connection between emotional control and manipulation. Not just women, but in each and every situation. Whether that be your work boss, your children, your neighbor, or whatnot. Stay calm and collected, both mentally and physically. When you learn to control your emotions, you will join the ranks of the great Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, and develop a strategic mind. Number 8. Don't spread yourself too thin. When you work hard and become successful, several work opportunities come your way and consume more of your precious time. The author of the book talks about how he dedicated himself to writing great books, rather than accepting every business venture on the horizon. This is what you call prioritizing quality over quantity. Concentrate on the actions that will lead to success, and do not jeopardize your career by attempting to master every trade, or trying to satisfy everyone. Rather, complete one task at a time so you don't mess up. Number 9. Create a sense of mystery and appeal. We live in a culture where it's almost unacceptable to not share your private and personal life on social media. People crave attention and expect others to do the same. One of the greatest ways to stand out is to simply stay private and maintain a sense of mystery. This doesn't mean that you need to go full ninja mode and go hiding in the forest somewhere. Simply learn to be strategic in what you show to others. Women in particular love this behavior, when a man is so self-satisfied that he doesn't feel the need to try and make others jealous on social media by showing his Gucci sandals, but instead maintains a sense of mystery. Start by switching off your social media accounts if they are only being used for consumption of mindless content. You will notice greater self-control enter your life. You will find it easier to sit quietly and be more observant. Number 10. Observe human nature. Consider the world objectively and don't get overwhelmed by the unethical actions of others. This is one of the greatest ways to become more wise. And finally, number 11. See other people as a mystery. Strive to see other people as phenomena. Try to work with what they provide you, rather than resisting them. Understand people, and know that it is part of life. Assume people as puzzles. People are irrational, but so are you. Make your acceptance of human nature as radical as possible. By the way, don't forget to show some love. Tap that subscribe button and hit like for the algorithm. To see the next best way to level up as a man, watch these videos here.